So, the topic for this month is joy. Now, some of you were probably here on Monday. If you weren't, the recording will be available on the YouTube channel soon. And Lee introduced the topic of joy as one of the factors of awakening. She gave a beautiful talk. I highly recommend you all go and watch it. And what stood out for me when listening to her was when she said, that joy, this pity that we're talking about as a factor of awakening, is a self generated joy. It's a joy that comes from inside of us. It is a joy that is not dependent on things going our way, right? This joy, also, in the context of the Buddha's teachings, is also connected to the practice of meditation itself, to the joy that can arise when we enter states of deep concentration and bliss. If some of you have been to retreats or practiced for many hours, you probably know what that is. There's a certain joy that arises after a couple of days into a retreat or hours where we feel that contentment, that inner peace, right? So there's that joy, which honestly I find even hard to try to put it into words because it's a felt experience. So I'm just assuming that all of you that are here have touched that in the silence of our practice. I know some of you, I had the delight of meeting you in person at a retreat with Bill and Susan, right? And there's days when we're smiley, and even though it's in noble silence, we know that we're in this joy together of being in a community of like-minded, peaceful people, spending hours just relaxing, unwinding, taming our mind, practicing compassion, noticing beauty. So for today, my the focus of my talk is really to get you to look inside yourselves. So I don't know if this is exactly a talk or an invitation for each one of you to ask yourself two things. The first one related to the formal practice. What brings you joy in terms of your practice, however it looks like? I know a part of it is this communal part, right? What's in it for you here that keeps you coming? Is there a joy in seeing this Kali and Amitas, the spiritual friends? And what is the joy that you experience, or that you maybe not always, but hopefully often enough, when we go silent or when we do a guided meditation? What is it that happens inside of you, right? Because we may be facilitating a talk here, but we're not giving you joy. The joy is coming from inside of you. So take a moment to notice that, if you can name it. And then also at other moments when you are alone at home in your practice, let's say at night, what's in it for you? And I want to share briefly what's in it for me. I mean, I love coming here, and any mindfulness group, I'm like, yes, I'm there. Just the energy of Sangha is so healing. But also when we quiet down, that we can enter that mindful, non-referential point of view. We just become a witness to this being a human being breathing in a body. It's calming. I know for me, the calming effect of meditation and mindfulness practices is like the water that feeds the seeds of joy. I feel at peace. It's like nothing is missing when I'm able to truly be there with the breath. So ask yourself, and if you want, type it in the chat too. What is it, if you could put it in one word, what is it that you get out of your practice in terms of joy? And maybe you can journal about that later after our session together. But notice that it is important. Oh, yes, nourishment. Thank you. Thank you, Linda. I have an inner Bill in my mind that sometimes when I catch myself clenching, and I think that's just how I hold stress in my body, and being in a world on fire is like soften and soften. And that kind of brings humor and warmth to my practice. If I imagine Bill telling me to soften, soften. And when I feel that softening and I unclench, it's like, it's like a moment of joy, right? So those simple moments in our practice. So there's the on the cushion joy, and then there's the off the cushion joy. Now, I love Thich Nhat Hanh. Some of you have maybe heard me talk about Thich Nhat Hanh before, and I just love him. I think he's the greatest mindfulness teacher ever. And he talks about the joy of washing dishes. Maybe some of you have heard about that. The first time I heard it, I'm like, what? That's just like a chore. Maybe when I first heard him, I don't know, 20 years ago or so, it was shocking to me. And I said, let me listen to more of what he has to say. And I have delighted in that, in all the chores or the to do things that I have to do for myself, in washing a dish. When I'm doing that, it has become a mindfulness practice because it means I ate. I had something in my plate, or I had something in my plate for my son or my dogs. Now I have two. I got a dog last week. Oh, that brings me a lot of joy, right? Which brings me to the other topic. What are the conditions outside of you, right? Because there's things outside that can make us happy or sad. It's all because of the way we interpret it. But there are things in the external world, especially those related to nature, trees, dogs, pets, loved ones. There are things that arise joy in us. Now, if you look deeply, and my invitation to you regarding this off the cushion practice is if you look deeply, like me with my dogs, they bring me joy. They're uncomplicated beings. They love me unconditional. They don't care if I'm moody or not, if I look nice or not. They're just there giving me unconditional love. And they're willing to always receive the love that I have for them. They're not worried about hitting agendas or owing me a favor. They're just there, ready to play. Same with trees when we go out in nature. It's uncomplicated beauty, right? So when you are off the cushion, but still in your practice, and Susan, the other day I was talking to her, it's like it's all part of the practice. It is. It's all part of the practice. So when we're going around about our business walking, are we pausing long enough to contemplate the remaining foliage of fall for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere and noticing the beautiful colors? Are we pausing to see the snow falling down? It was snowing in Asheville yesterday, so beautiful. Are we taking moments to slow down and appreciate that we can wash our dishes, that we can enjoy a landscape, that maybe we have pets or kids or grandkids to take care of? And even if we live alone, are we taking time to appreciate our bodies and to enjoy taking a warm shower, a warm shower? So before I totally go into like meditation mode, I would like to ask this from each one of you. What brings you joy in the cushion and off the cushion? You can type it in the chat, you can write it down, but at the very least, just hold it in your mind and heart right now. Acknowledge those things. They can be external that bring you joy, those uncomplicated beings like dogs and cats and plants. And what brings you joy inside, from the inside, your sharing, your generosity, your love, your patience towards others, your ability to empathize. And eventually, when you come back to your silent, seated posture, your ability to just unclench, soften, and be. And on a day like today, how wonderful that we're not maybe the only one in our family that does this weird thing called meditation, but we're here with over 50 people that also get something out of doing this that brings us joy. Hmm. Thank you for your kind attention. And we'll start moving into our meditation for today. So lovely to see you all. Joy. So this being in a body that breathes. Sometimes it's achy, doesn't seem like a very joyful thing when it's achy, but it's not all achy. There's parts that feel good. So I invite you to just stand or sit, or even if you're sitting, whatever's best for you, just start by bringing some movement into your body. Some movement, some stretches. Frankly, I learned this from Susan. I may take longer than my other friends here in this part stretching, but it just feels so good. There's a particular pleasant, very embodied sensation that I feel just by stretching. It's like that good stretch. And when you're ready, at your own pace, bring my clock here, find a comfortable position. You can do this sitting, you can do this kneeling, you can do this standing up, whatever feels right for you. Just find, I made this cozy sofa here for me because it does bring me joy to be able to have a very soft spot here, soft but firm. So get cozy in your spot. Get cozy, grab blankies, whatever you need to feel comfortable during this next 20, 25 minutes together. And as you settle, make sure that your base feels grounded, becoming aware of your legs, establishing that base. And as you sense your legs and any pulsations in your legs, acknowledge the aliveness present in your legs and the mobility that you have to the extent that you have it. Allow that awareness to be a source of joy. And inviting some breaths, some deeper than usual breaths to bring the attention to the here and now, to your body breathing. As you keep settling your hips, your sitting bones, softening the belly, giving your body all the space that it wants. Allow it to take space so that it can enjoy the breath. Checking in with your spine, elongating it, opening up your shoulders, resting your hands or your fingers, your arms, in a way that feels balanced to you. And as you adjust all these body parts, allow yourself to be aware of them and that they're working for you. And allow that to be a condition of joy and a reason to smile and be thankful for yourself, for your own life. And relaxing the shoulders. Some of us, like me, hold tension in their jaw. So soften the jaw. Make any final adjustments that you need to get into a comfy posture that is conducive to riding the breath mindfully. Soften your gaze, close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Have an overall sense of where your body is, of where you are, here and now. Notice how you're being held by yourself, first of all, by your body, by the furniture, by the floor and Mother Earth. And as a Sangha, how we're like a string of pearls connected via Wi-Fi in our hearts, in our minds, and with awareness of being together here, alone but together. Entering the silence, following each breath and delighting in each breath. So, my invitation for you today is tap into the joy of being able to breathe freely here and now for the rest of our time together. And softening, allowing, relaxing into the joy of breathing. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. Just sitting here together and breathing in peace. Softening, allowing, and noticing those little joys that arise while you meditate. And during this last minutes of our meditation together, just noticing any signs of joy, well-being that may have arisen for you during this meditation, acknowledging them, thanking yourself for taking time for you to be here, for your well-being, for the community that you co-create with the rest of us. As we start emerging of this meditative state, just becoming aware of your immediate surroundings again. You may be alone or with a loved one next to you. Before I ring the bell, I invite the bell to sound. Just want you to become aware of your immediate surroundings, your own body breathing, maybe sensing whatever parts of your body you have available to you, your legs, your arms, and tapping into that joy of being alive here and now. And as we start wrapping up our formal practice, just keep in mind that it's all part of the practice anyway. It's about keeping this mindful, caring attention and staying with it for as long as possible. In the Thich Nhat Hanh tradition, this ringing of the bell is seen as a calling to come back to our center, to our Buddha nature. So as you hear this bell, listen to the sound mindfully, feel the waves in your body as you come back after the third sound to meeting us eyes open.